Well, hello there folks, and welcome back. We are here today to do something that I have not done for a very long time. If you do happen to be new around here, please do hit that subscribe button and make sure to leave the video with a like. So many years ago, we went through and did a top 10 Forgotten Maps series. I say a series because I did about 2 or 3 of them in the end, and it was just kind of nostalgia and back down memory lane. This time around, however, we will be visiting the maps and crucially looking at the monsters shops available there to see what items we're also able to grab. Some of the maps are going to be older than others, some even fairly recent, and even a couple, believe it or not, will have no items at all. But those ones are literally just throwbacks to the past. Anyway, the map you can see me at the moment is Manor, and if you come along to the Bird of Paradise, you are able to get yourself this very cool looking snowboard. In my non-expert opinion, I would probably just wear that as a surfboard in one of my summer sets. Anyway, next up we are joining dualplane, and if you come along to Zang here, there are again a load of heroic berserker items that you're able to grab. The sword looks alright, the armour is interesting to say the least. Now let's move on to our next map, that is going to be join crashruins. So you can speak to Dwobbo here, and he has got a little shop that you can go through. A couple of the items look okay in here, but I'm mainly here for the morphs you can get from the boss drops. There's also a rust bucket armour, that's quite important. Everyone wants a rust bucket armour, and crucially in this shop there is a really cool nulglin little pet that you're able to get, which I think just looks really cool. So that's definitely something worth picking up if you are a member. Anyway, so if you continue through the map, you'll get to a locked room. In order to unlock that room, you will need the dwarf tokens from the quest chain. If you do not have that stored away in your bank, you'll want to come along to the crash site because you can only get token 1, 2 and 3 from the Valencia quest located here. Anyway, I'm not actually going to go through and do all of that because, to be quite honest with you, I cannot be asked. But you can imagine we've gone through the room, you can see the Cluck Moo idol right there, and then those are the items you're able to get from it. Join Events is one of those really weird maps where you have the Pole of Doom. The items that drop here all pretty much look the same. The two I'm showing you at the moment are actually the member items, the Jewel Mayo Keres and the Jewel Malio Mandau. I think that's how you say it. That's my best go at it anyway. Join baconcatb. Now this is one of my favourite maps to go through. If you're a member, you can pick up the diamond class for free right there within this shop. Some of the items in it are actually yet again really out there little memey ones, so if that's your kind of thing, it's definitely worth just checking out Siri's shop here. However, what we're going to do is advance through to Kitty Boo Boo. You can get yourself the pitch black dungeon house in the bottom left, and you also get Kitty Boo Boo's super secret house item, which is the one on the right hand side. So if you want to fill up your house with that, it is definitely worth going along and grabbing those items. There's also this little car you can walk through to go to Siri's lair. This map's a bit weird. I'm not sure whether this is member locked or if it's just the boss that's member locked, but certainly some of this map is. So join Baconcatlair. Whilst you have got this Bacon Cat rep shop that does have a flying saucer morph, the main attraction will be the Wheel of Bacon. You can spin this and gain access to a quest. In order to complete this quest, however, you're going to need these Wheel of Bacon tokens, and it's at that point I believe the member lock comes in. There's plenty of items you're able to get off the wheel, including that ultimate baconed blade of all, and then if you head down into the whirlpool, this is the bit I believe is members, then there is this ginormous shark. It does have some drops, but crucially you can get yourself some Wheel of Bacon tokens. Okay, next up we are joining Legioncrypt. The main reason we're coming here is not for this merge shop, but I may as well show you it. It is because there's this little Legion Draglin Pet you're able to get. Sadly, however, that pet is going to be for members only, but if you would like it, you can get it from the boss you can see on screen, Vincenzo. If you advance through the next room, there is another boss called Brutus where you're able to get the pet on the right. Okay, so Anomiko down at Join Greenshell has got a couple shops for us to have a little look through, and that is what we shall begin with. I tend to show you these shops when I think there's something half decent in there. That may just be sometimes one item in particular. In this case, some of the weapons are looking quite cool, and if you're into katanas, there are some nice ones within here. When I say nice ones, there was a nice one right at the top, but that was just because I quite like the colours on it. And then, as we said earlier, there is also another shop that is going to be the Yokai loyalty shop. It has got some actual AC proper gear that will require some real currency to buy, so you probably won't be getting any of those, but there are a couple free player bits if they do interest you within the shop. There is also this boss that drops a Doom Katana and Magma Katana, and then yet again we have a morph, but sadly it is for legends only. I do quite like morphs, so I do tend to show you those. I just think they're quite cool items. The next map is the guide map, so join guide for this one, and there is a souvenir shop with a few items in here. For those of you who don't know, this was all part of the ambassador thing many years ago. Must be like like 10 years ago by now. If you're new to the channel and haven't yet been bored by this story, I was an ambassador, believe it or not, and that is how you know I had this legendary cape. That's probably my best item as far as rarity goes, but there you go, that's just a little fact. Next up, we are joining Hero Smash Movie. So this one, sadly, none of the buttons actually work here anymore, but it was one of those kind of nostalgic moments. I remember playing Hero Smash, and then obviously it just fell into the oblivion and the abyss, so no more Hero Smash. Anyway, join mythsongwar, and then you can head along here to what is basically a Led Zeppelin themed show. I'm only really showing you this because I quite like guitars. I say that a lot. I don't actually own a guitar. This is me visiting some llamas. That's literally all I've got to say on this, so make of that as what you will. Here we have Theoport, or however you say his name, at Join Lycan War with a war shop, which is just full of little house items. So if you are a free player and would like to fill your house out with some more gear, or indeed a little picture or statue, this could be a shop you could very quickly come along to. There is also a boss here called Edvard. Edvard drops many different versions of his own face. You can get his normal face colour custom, you can get his shiny face, and there's also this Blade of Discord that drops. Edvard's been in game for many years, and I still haven't been bothered to get any of his faces. However, if you do join the mountain, this is definitely somewhere where we have been before. There is a 1% drop item you're able to get, and it is this like ghastly ghoul morph thing. Fun fact, if you complete the quest chain on the way up to the mountain, the final one will reward you with the story arc char page badge, so that could be something to look into. Join Arctic's wedding, and there is the wedding merge shop right here. It has got some Doctor Who themed items as well as some flowers in here, and if you would like any of the love tokens, I will show you one of the maps you can join along in a moment's time. There is no boss monster for us to look at this particular map, it's more just kind of a hub zone. However, within this shop you will see a variety of armors you're able to get, the majority of which are free player, so it could be worth a little think about if there is anything there that tickles your pickle. And as we said earlier, join Wedding Dead, and this is where you're able to go along and grab those love tokens. Just farm up the enemies. It feels like a fairly low drop rate, but eventually you will be able to grab them. Join Black Hole Sun. This one again has some quite cool futuristic weapons. That's the main kind of draw to this shop for me. A couple of armors don't look too bad either. The boss in this map is certainly rather interesting in the sense of it only literally drops like 2 different items, and I feel like one of them is a 1% one again, but I could just be making that up and getting it mixed up with a totally different video that I made sometime in the past. But anyway, if you do defeat it for a while, you will get yourself the Reflectoract cape, and I believe it has got an effect on it, but don't quote me on that, it could just be a still one, but I hope it's got an effect. Join On The Run for our final map of the day, and again there are a load of free player items that you're able to get within this merge shop if any of them do take your fancy. My particular favourite is this moon face helm, which I'll pop on for you so you can see what that one looks like. It is a winking moon, which is probably the only reason I really include this, and there's some cool birds if you like birds. Anyway folks, thank you all very much for watching. Please do leave the video a like and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all again for another one incredibly soon, and I'm sure we will do more Forgotten Maps at some point in the future.